Guys, welcome to another episode of Freewheeling. Do you know I almost always forget the name of the show, which is a bad admission to make on the show. But I keep thinking it's like Ask Dr. Dave or something like that. So I always almost stumble over Freewheeling. Professional start, right there, boom, let's go. So today's question on the Veterinary Business Q&A show, where you ask questions and I somewhat professionally try and provide answers. The question today comes from a vet student who has asked to remain somewhat anonymous. So we will honor that request and allow her to be somewhat anonymous. And so here's the question I got posed, and it's sort of there's a part A and a part B. So the question is, I'm a new graduate. I've been offered a certain amount of money in dollars, and this person feels like that amount is below what they're worth. They do not state what the actual market rate is in their area. And they want to negotiate to get about $7,000 or $8,000 more in their salary. Now, we're not talking US dollars here, okay? So, that probably wouldn't be that big a raise in US dollars because you guys get paid a little bit more compared to other docs elsewhere in the world. But to protect anonymity, we're not specifying exactly where. So that's the premise. She goes on to ask, that she has heard that veterinarians should be paid roughly 20% of what they generate in revenue, and asks, is this, how should she negotiate for this, and is that a good thing to do in the first place? So that's sort of the question. Now, so my answer to that question is, and let me just say the question in a slightly less roundabout way. So as a new graduate, is it a smart play for you to go straight in and start negotiating for more money than you're being offered off the bat? And should you be getting paid roughly 20% of your take home? So the really easy answer to that question is, if you are being offered what you understand to be a market rate for your position, take that money, okay? And do not make your first job, the reason why you chose your first job, to be about money. Never make that the reason. And because money is not going to make you happy. And asking for more money and successfully negotiating for more money is actually just going to crank up the pressure on you to deliver, when bluntly you're in a position where you just don't know if you're going to deliver or not, okay? And most graduates are not going to step up and manage to deliver an amazing financial performance in their first year. In fact, most graduates don't even care about financial performance in their first year, which is just fine if you ask me. So, would I negotiate for more money in my first year salary? Well, there's two principles here at play. I think the first one is, choose your first job based on the level of support you're going to get. So, professional support, emotional support, and your development opportunities. And then coming in at a more fractal level on that level of support, choose your first job in a place where they're going to give you a good onboarding program. So they're going to teach you their systems, teach you your standards of care, show you the practice management system and how to use it, teach you their exam room structure, assign you a buddy, make sure there's a performance management system in place so you're able to get FaceTime with your mentor or with your line manager to ask them clinical questions or in organizational questions as you're entering the organization, because those first 3, 6, and 12 months are going to set the tone for the rest of your career. If you choose unwisely and you get flung in at the deep end and you're just getting smashed all the time with a heavy workload without support, you're going to burn out, plain and simple. Or you're going to be doing things not to the level or standard to which you are A, capable, and B, wish to work things up to, which means you're either A, going to land up in trouble legally, or B, you're going to be unhappy at the standard of care that you're providing. In any event, all of those routes are a route to disaster. The second principle is, never negotiate from a position of weakness. And new graduates, you must learn this. Be freaking patient. You don't know jack about the job yet. Yes, you've got a degree. Yes, you studied hard to get into vet school. Yes, you were top of the class. Yes, you might have done X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. I don't care as an employer. You are as dumb as a rock when it comes to living in the real world and treating real animals. Got it? You need to get that in your brain. The sun doesn't shine out your backside. Yet there is no shortcut to being a great veterinarian. It's about focus, hard work, discipline, and patience. Okay, so when you leave a practice after 12 months, it's a perfectly good practice because of, you're not getting exactly what you want, or you've had a hissy fit at some minor detail. What you're doing is you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to build the thing that your whole career is going to be based on, and that is trust between you and your clients and their pets. The opportunity, the joy in veterinary medicine, for me, and this isn't true for everybody, but I'm getting asked the question, right? So I'm going to answer it the way I see it. The joy in veterinary medicine is building those trusting relationships and becoming Uncle Dave or Auntie Emma or somebody to those patients, those pets, those pet owners, because that's when they stop being annoying clients and they become more like friends, and it becomes fun to work with them. And you don't have bad days generally when you're going to work and you're going to bat every day for people you genuinely deeply care about. But those relationships take time to master and to develop. Okay, so give them the chance to flourish. Okay, be freaking patient. That has to be my number one message for you. And so if, as an employer, is the first question that's coming out of your mouth is, can I have £7,000 to £8,000 more, or dollars, or whatever the currency is, then I'm already thinking, is this really the focus that I want this person to have at this time? And my answer, and already I know that I'm probably not going to make that higher. Okay, so that's kind of a blunt answer, but there it is. You're not as good as you think. You're at the start line for a lifetime race. Do not be in a rush to get the money. If you get the skills and the talent first, and by the way, the skills and the talent, I don't mean clinical, I mean relationship skills, I mean communication skills, the soft skills that allow you to form trusting relationships, then the clinical skills will follow. And when the clinical skills follow, the money will follow. All in good time, okay? I never chose a job based on money. I could have worked in a lot of places and earned a lot more money through my career. I chose not to. I chose to work with people who were far better than I was. And I learned very quickly from those people. And that's one of the reasons why I had a happy career. So that is my answer to part one. Part two, should vets be paid 20% of their salary? Well, that's an industry statistic, and that's how a lot of practices work. So if you're generating £100,000 a year, or dollars, or whatever, and that's a ridiculous figure, that's not how much you should be generating as a vet, right? But let's just do that so the maths are easy. Then yes, you would expect to take home 20,000 of whatever currency that you're working in, okay? So 100 grand is going to translate to 20. 200 grand is going to translate to 40. 300 grand is going to translate to 60. That's how much the practice should be paying you in order that its books look the way they need to in order to generate profit for the owner and profit for reinvestment. Okay, and from that money comes not just your salary, but all the nurses, all the support staff, your boss's salary, your colleagues' salaries, the drug bill, the buildings around you, the electricity, the equipment, the maintenance costs, all of these other costs are going to come out of there and leave a pretty measly amount of profit left at the end of the day for most business owners. So don't begrudge them that. But yes, that's what you should be paid. Now, as a graduate, what are you likely to earn? Well, that comes down a lot to your communication skills. And that's why I think if you're going to negotiate for more salary at the start of your career, you're really putting a lot of pressure on you. Because let me tell you, your boss is going to watch that number, and you just made money an issue if it wasn't already. I don't think that's a smart pressure to put on yourself so early in your career. So be patient, focus on soft skill and clinical skill acquisition in a focused manner. Boom, 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 acquire mastery in one before moving on to the next. And I think you'll find your career is going to be a lot happier. You have a lot more longevity in it, and you're just going to be a better vet all around. Okay, that's what I got for you today. I hope that's a useful answer. I make no apologies, absolutely none, for the directness of that answer. There's no shortcut to being awesome. You just gotta work. Have an awesome weekend, whenever it is you're watching this. Be safe, be happy, be well, and I will see you in the next episode of Freewheelin. Nearly got it right. Boom.